All right, guys, welcome back to Cameshiareviews, the Queen of Reality TV, and we are at the end of the season of Beast Games. 947. This whole ball situation, like the whole childhood playing games, this whole theme of this, really what it boils down to. 947. The reason why I said 947's name because pretty much the flip of the coin happens or whatever. So we get the 10,000, right? That part was cool. You got to get it. Dramatic. But the gist of them holding the ball and throwing it into each person's tube, not having a strategy and not knowing what to do, just randomly picking somebody and ganging up on them. That was 947. I don't know if she had the least friendship or whatever during this game or whatever. I don't know. But 937, you know, wait, was it 947 ball? Yes. So 937 kept on saying, you're my best option to win or whatever. I'm sorry. Everybody kept saying I'm sorry. Gates said I'm sorry. Jeff said I'm sorry. But 947 ended up throwing her ball and 937 and took her out. It was crazy. Because three people were coming after her, like I just mentioned. But the other thing was they have this patterners down there. They have to memorize. They keep their hand on the button. As long as their hands on the button, they can see the pattern. When they take their hand off the button, anybody does it, it disappears. And that person has to go down there and walk in the exact pattern. If they do not make the pattern, if it's not correct, they're eliminated. Jeff had told, Jess that he would, tell her where to go. She didn't believe him. After being targeted and everything else, she just didn't believe him. So she went down there and he said, go to the left. And she didn't do it. And she stepped on the other side and it all turned red. She was eliminated. She was emotional. She said she went through being homeless, a lot of different things. It was it showed, of course, her whole journey here. Because so many people was there. These games didn't really necessarily where you were so invested into the characters because it was too quick. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't really get that opportunity. So as they were going through it, I was like, oh, I remember that. You forget. Like I said, it's fast paced. BC Games is. So anyway, and she would have got it too, because she wanted to see if she would get it, and she actually knew it. That was the craziest thing about it. So then we have um 3 players left because both of them were eliminated. 947 and 937 was eliminated. The final bribe, he brings out $1,000,000. He has envelope, and he says the top 50 people had to make a choice of, I guess, the ones they didn't want to see win. I don't know, the ones they didn't like. The crazy thing is everybody assumed 830 Tawana was not going to be on that list, and it was Gage and Jeff. I felt like Tawana was going to be on that list because people were looking at Tawana the way they were looking at the way they were looking at oh my God, what's his name? I can't recall his name. The one that was so religious, 991 whatever. Jeremy. Jeremy people who loved him, and also Jeremy people who hated him. Except for Tawana was the same way, as far as like the Beast games. She had a lot of influence, but people did not like her. Didn't want to see her win. She was like Queen, one of the top people they wanted to see eliminated or carried to the end to carry them to the end. I'm just being honest. They used Tawana, and people like her to get to the end of the game. Anyway, so the final bribe, as they're standing there, Gage assumed it was his name that was in the envelope. So when the bribe came, he decided to take the $1,000,000, which I would have damn sure have taken it, and self-eliminated. And then when they opened the envelope, it says 830, which is Tawana. I was not surprised. I really wasn't. I mean, I was surprised, but not surprised, because I was like, okay, a lot of people do like her. I said, but again, I kept putting her like the way Jeremy was. I was surprised people was talking to us about him when he was going up to the helicopter thing. So anyway, Tawana was like, wow. And even Jeff was like, wow. Jeff was like, I didn't think that she was engaged in either. So engagement eliminated with $1 million, millionaire. Tawana and Jeff are left. There are these briefcases, silver briefcases that's going around this circle. And there's one check in there for the 10 mil. They had to throw head to tail, see who go first. Jeff go first, put blind folds on. Tawana rearranges the briefcases. But just like Mr. B said, get to know the person that you get to know the most, a lot about. This will be your advantage in this game, because him and Tawana have gotten kind of close, to be honest. And a lot of this was knowing this person. So she was arranging things, right? He's just listening, purely listening, blindfolded. Everyone's head was turned. And I like how he said, cameraman, me, this is between him and her. I like that. That makes it fair that whatever she did and whatever he did, nobody else had anything to interfere with the game. So I like that he did that. I will admit. I would have chosen something that was random, nothing that had anything to do with my family or anything I've ever mentioned, like of a number. Nothing. If I told you I had 3 kids, I wouldn't chosen 3. If I said I would have went down that line of things that people know about me that attached to a number and chose that. I think she chose a number. What was it, 6 or 5? I can't remember it. Because I think 5 is like he said, you have 5 members of your family. But then he said 6. So to me, I felt like she thought about it. Oh, 5. I chose the next one. I would have chosen 7, 8. Something really far from anything attached to me. But anyway, she rearranged it. He opened the briefcase. The one, it was kind of intense. He was like, "Would you tell me about this number?" And she was like, she was kind of like being evasive, as she should. But he chose, like, the one he opened was the one with the check in it. I could tell she was disappointed. Think about it. She gave up a lot of money to get this far to get nothing. I mean, she had like, I think 1,900 something. I don't know. 190,000. I'm sorry, something like that. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is that she gave up a lot to go home. You know what I'm saying? The one thing I'll say about this series, that a lot of people went home with money. When you're going through the line at the end, a lot of contestants want money. Not every reality show can say that. Most reality shows, one person wants the money, or the second person, maybe the third. Beast Games, a lot of people wanted money. A lot of people. And I'm telling you, season 2, when they open it up for season 2, it's going to be crazy. Because there is a payout even if you eliminate yourself. In most reality shows we watch today, if you eliminate yourself, production doesn't like that, because they don't get to get money off of you on TV. So with that being said, self-eliminations in most reality TV shows is frowned upon, because it doesn't benefit the production of the TV show. But with Beast Games, self-eliminating benefits the contestants. So this wraps up Beast Games this season. I did enjoy it. I think I have one more interview that I'm doing, and I'll do a little wrap up and talk about some things according to the interviews as well, and how I feel about it. I know you guys are waiting on that. So that'll be my final. I'll do a final, my take on interviews, the season, and all of it, and what I got to say about a lot. That video will come after I do my last interview. So that being said, guys, it was a good season. I will see you guys in the comments. I know you guys are going to have a lot to say on Reddit. I look forward to it. Period. I'm not tripping. One thing I want you guys to know, and that nothing that will never change about this, I am the queen of reality.